So here's what this comes down to, Max. Is Kristaps Porzingis enough to attract a marquee free agent? Here's what I'm being told. Maybe for Kyrie Irving. No one else. No one else is willing to accept the challenge unless they know definitively that Kristaps Porzingis returns healthy, which means that the key to the New York Knicks' success in 2019 is not just the development of Kevin Knox. It's just not a metamorphosis that takes place with their culture, which I believe Mark Jackson would have facilitated better than anybody, but I believe in David Fizdale, and he has my hopes and prayers. I will tell you this. The key to it all is Kristaps Porzingis, who's been in Lithuania, who obviously is rehabbing. You have got to get that man back before the season's over, and he has to show everyone that he has returned to old form before next season ends. Because once that happens, that's going to incentivize folks potentially to be willing to come to New York. Obviously, trading for Damian Lillard would help. I don't think the Knicks have enough pieces. The contracts of Tim Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, Emmanuel Mudiay, Frank Ntilikina, I still don't think it's enough. They don't have enough to get Damian Lillard in New York. But the bottom line is, if Porzingis comes back healthy, at least for a month or two, and shows that he's returned to his old self, combined with the development of Kevin Knox, you have a chance to attract somebody in free agency.
All right.
That's the Knicks' only hope.
Yep. Stephen A., you mentioned it. So one player who obviously might be interested in joining New York, of course, Kyrie Irving. So our Chris Haynes is reporting the Knicks were one of the teams he wanted to be traded to last offseason. And according to our Ian Begley, several executives expect him to give the Knicks a chance if he does test free agency. Max, I'll ask you this. Should Kyrie want to be a Knick?
Normally, I would say no. Here's the thing about Kyrie Irving. You got to give it to him. As much as I went at him for the flat earth comment and I felt he was evasive on this show, he has proved that he will even modify his game for a team. He has shown what kind of a leader he can be and what kind of a winning ball player he can be. We already know he has the clutch gene, whatever that is. We've seen it in the finals. But Kyrie is the type of cat, it seems to me, where he would look at the Knicks and go, I'm going to win a championship in that place where no one can win a championship. Now, I don't think he does it, as Stephen A. said, unless Porzingis is healthy. Even Kyrie, Stephen A., because Porzingis has a chance to be the best player in basketball. 7'3", can shoot from the outside, can really play defense, defend the rim, guard guys one-on-one, can put the ball on the floor for a guy 7'3". Like, he's not that much shorter than Yao Ming, and I'm saying all this about him. He has the chance to be the best guy in the business. Kyrie goes with him, the Knicks could potentially win a championship if what you say about the culture has changed, Stephen A. Because when you look at the Knicks, Steve Mills, is he a legitimate, credible basketball guy? Check. Fizdale? Check. Porzingis, if healthy? Check. You add Kyrie and then another star who would sure to follow after that, it could happen. I couldn't say no.
Well, first of all, let's not underestimate Scott Perry because he has impeccable NBA credentials, particularly with his years under Joe Dumars when he was an assistant to Joe Dumars and they went to 6 straight conference finals. And Max and Molly, you will forgive me for getting a bit personal here. This has nothing to do with you two at all. But I'm getting real sick and tired of busting my tail and reporting over the airwaves something and then whoever it is at this network acting like somebody else broke stories. Love my brother Chris Haynes. Love all of those folks that I work with. But I recall coming on First Take months ago and weeks ago talking about how Kyrie Irving wanted to be a New York Knick. So how this is breaking news, that's a different subject for another day. I'm getting sick of that. I'm going to let other people make phone calls and let me relax.
I'm going to have you start filing the reports with me, Stephen A., so we get it right for you.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, I got Max Kellerman. I got a new house. I got a pool. I can relax by my pool instead of working the damn phones and depriving myself of some recreational activity. You know what I'm saying? Now, having said all of that, let's get back to this whole thing involving should Irving leave the Celtics for the Knicks. Not until he wins a championship. He helps deliver a championship to the Boston Celtics. Then he can do what he wants to do. If he wants challenges, being raised in the New Jersey area, dreaming of starring at Madison Square Garden and being the headline, the marquee in the media capital of the world, you have a right to want to do that if indeed you deliver a championship. But he would be an absolute fool to walk away from this roster that Danny Ainge has built and that Brad Stevens has coached exceptionally if you come up short of a championship. The opportunity to play with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, with Rozier backing you up, with Marcus Smart in the lineup, with Al Horford in the middle, etc., with Gordon Hayward. You haven't even played with him yet. To walk away from all of that before you have a championship to show for it, it would be the epitome of allowing ego to usurp your common sense.
Oh, Stephen A., I disagree.
He does not need to do that.
I disagree. I think it's the opposite. To walk away from that with the very real possibility that you don't win the championship this year, but that group does the following year without you, to go to a place that seems incapable of winning, that is actually taking on a challenge. And when you think about Kyrie's game and Porzingis' game, Porzingis doesn't have to post up. He doesn't have to play down low because Kyrie, it's all about getting to the paint. Kyrie is the best under the basket finisher in the paint I think I've ever seen. He is an all-time great finisher in the paint. He can also shoot, and he has the killer instinct. He can also set up your offense. Porzingis doesn't need the ball.
That's not the point.
Porzingis doesn't need the ball like a lot of guys and doesn't need to clog the middle.
That's not the point. We're not talking basketball. I'm saying finish the job first.
Yeah.
You're talking as if somebody's questioning Kyrie. I'm saying it's not about Kyrie's skills. It's about there's a job to finish first. Then you do what you want to do.
But it's more gutsy. It's gutsier to lead. Let's say the Celtics don't win the championship this year. And I think
more gutsy or is it silly? Is it silly to leave that situation? Because clearly he's not scared to leave situations. He left LeBron.